What's going on, family? Welcome to the ALOT at Times podcast. I'm the host, dlouthetruth,
Let's take flight.
and this is the ALOT at Times podcast. I know last week it was Take Flight that was busy and Hawk is with me, but this week Hawk is busy and it's me and Take Flight, man. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, we're gonna have a good show. Hawk gonna be back with us next week. He just had to take care of some stuff. So what
You
I'm
know.
saying, I know y'all seeing one or the other, but we definitely still rocking three strong. Don't get it twisted, man.
Mm-hmm.
How your week so far? Cuz how your week going?
Man, good week so far. Back to the regular program.
Mm-hmm.
It was solid. It's super solid week. Been
Yeah.
good.
You wanna we can go ahead and get right to it, man. You wanna let the people know what you was busy doing last week?
Oh yeah. Nah, this past weekend, was at Camp Flog Naw at the Dodger Stadium. I DJ for my buddy Damo Genesis, one of
Yeah,
my good homies, one of my best friends. So
right,
um pretty much we went out there, we rocked it out. Also was out there with my guy Left Brain as well too.
right.
So he had it set like right before him on a different stage, but it was cool.
Yeah,
Definitely really good crowd reception.
yeah,
Definitely good performance from both of the guys. So they prep hard. You know what I mean? Like they put their time into it. And when
yeah.
you're putting out, quality good music, man, it make it that much more, more fun.
Man, check it out, man. I told you I said I wanted to start going with more of a presentation format and
Okay.
just kind of showing people some stuff, man. So I got some here, man. You know what I'm saying that I think I like to share with the people, man. Hold on one second.
What you got? Oh, okay.
You see it, though? You see it,
Come on,
though?
man. Come on.
Yeah, dog. Hold on, man. We gonna go ahead. We gonna check this out real quick, man. Like, let's
Uh-huh.
let's check out some of this playback, man.
Let's see.
Camp Flog Naw, Camp Flog Naw. If y'all having a good time here, you say
Hey, who that? Who
yeah.
that?
Hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we got Domo Genesis coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ready for Domo
yeah.
Genesis? Say yeah. All right. We're going to need one more chant before we
Come
bring
on,
Big Bro up here. When I say big, y'all say bro. Big,
bro,
big,
bro,
big.
bro.
Let's get it.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't got the type of time that was required for this. Put that substance out the bag like a survivalist.
uh.
If I ain't ever praying for me, I don't probably exist. I'm not hiding from shit.
Big boy raps.
Type of drama from them novice attempts. I promise problems what I'm giving out, not exempt. Not in my right frame of mind if I ain't got it.
Now we was rocking, man.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
was rocking, man. Nah, it was a
Yeah,
good thing,
dog,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying? I
Nah, it was a
definitely had
it was it was a vibe, man. Like it was definitely cool, man. And I mean, shout out LA, shout out Tyler. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
had to go personally thank my man. I don't think I ever thanked my man, but
yeah,
nah, Tyler. You know what I mean? Man of man of many expertise and many different little levels. But
yeah,
now my dude T, like he I just had to point it out, whether you know or not, like, you create a lot of platforms and shit.
yeah,
Like I contribute him for, creating a platform for me to DJ. And it's like, I look at every variable. It's
yeah,
like the good and the bad. So it's like, I had to thank my G, like, but the crowd out there was real good. Like
man.
what the homies kind of put together and what they did over the past years, like, it's kind of cool to see how it come into fruition to something bigger than, I can imagine, and it being at the Dodger Stadium, like which had been there for the past, like 4 or 5 times they had it.
Yeah,
But it's cool, man. It's always good
yeah,
being, being in the heart of LA, right there in the Chavez regime. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it was sweet, man. It was definitely a good crowd out there for sure, man. The people was, amazing.
That's one of them things, bro, that like I said, obviously, we say it over and over a million times over. Ken is my brother. And so that's
Mhm.
one of the things you've been doing for a while now. You know what I'm saying? He been able to travel the world and tour and see things. And, I had the luxury to be at a lot of that stuff. And man, you know what I'm saying? Ken has always been, he don't like this word humble. But you know what I'm saying? Ken always he don't like that word. Look at he. I ain't gonna call him that. But you know what I'm saying? I just think it's pretty cool, man. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we get to, witness that, the kids love that, you know what I'm saying? Not just my kids, your kids, all the kids in the
Mhm.
family. The family
Mhm.
loved it, man. I seen that everybody was tuned in this year. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that
And
was the best. That was the best part. Like just seeing like
man,
my people's post me or like send me little things. So it's cool to, definitely, being able to connect to like really the generation under us is really what's most important. Because I feel like, nieces, nephews, everybody, even myself when I was about that age, super impressionable. So,
Yeah,
I just want to leave a good impression on my nieces, nephews, my son. I mean, potential if I have a daughter, in the future, like I really want to leave a good impression and just letting them know, like, I mean, like, ideas become something. It ain't
yeah,
really, this wasn't really completely just my idea. Like I was around to see like a bunch of ideas come together and become something
yeah,
and create a platform, even for me, or, if you are a hair designer and you have like a songstress that you do a lot of, you do a lot for your client, like, it's,
yeah.
it's, it's so many different platforms that could come from like, one thing.
Man, dog. I told you earlier. I said, man, I kind of wanted to do like an interview. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? I said, hold on, let me get pops right. I'm my bad. I'm tripping. Hold up.
yeah.
Yeah, you got to get the whole suit. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you see that he put a lot of detail in that. You see him standing where he's standing there, like
Yeah.
Nah, but
Ain't no.
you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell him he wasn't the coldest in the room that night. Nah,
Yeah.
but like I said, I told you I kind of wanted to do like an interview. Just because, you know what I'm saying, that's something that I was doing initially on the platform.
Yeah.
And man, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I think that first and foremost, all of my friends and family members, I know that's this is gonna be real dramatic what I'm gonna say, but I mean it. I know a lot of interesting people. I know a lot of people who've seen a lot of things, a lot of people with stories that people wouldn't believe. And like I said, Ken is my family, my real family. But at the same time, like I got DJ Take Flight on the podcast. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that, you know what I'm saying? Because we just real cool like that, you know what I'm saying? But there's some questions that I want to ask you that I think a lot of people might appreciate, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And yeah, man, you could definitely give us a little bit of insight, feel free to share what you want to share.
Man,
But
shoot away, big bro.
yeah, man,
Man.
first and foremost, how did you get started? Like, how did you get started with DJing? Like, how did you get into DJing?
Man, I always just been a fan of music.
Yeah,
So it's just like it's kind of different. Like now, like if for like the younger demo, which I relate 100% to the younger demo. Like, but
yeah,
most of the music that we used to have to get, we had to go acquire. We had to go look for it. Whereas
yeah,
like now, you could just turn on your phone. You got access to every song that come out, the newest drops, whatever.
yeah,
Back in the day, you really had to go like get CDs, do a whole bunch of things.
yeah,
Fortunately, like my mom and my dad, I feel like they were a responsibility and influence on like just music in general. So
yeah.
my dad, you go to my house, D-Lou already know it's a big old like wood cabinet. You open that thing, man, it's filled
Yeah,
with just CDs and it's organized. My dad's a
yeah,
real organized dude, like a
yeah.
simple dude,
Even the
but a really
DVDs.
even the DVDs,
Yeah.
everything. My dad's super organized. So
Hmm.
all the CDs like super organized. And like when I moved out of my house, he even put like some of my old CDs there. But
Yeah,
just always had music, always had like a real like deep iTunes library.
yeah.
Even before iTunes library, me and the homies, we
We was
always
with
had
LimeWire.
man, LimeWire
You know what I'm
burnt
saying?
out two
That was the one.
CPUs, burned out two computers, good old computers, LimeWire.
It's
But
probably our fault that they got shut down.
not for real. But just always had a obsession with music, having my own CDs, and then like when I got a car, like I was my own DJ.
Yeah,
So really, how I got into it, I just always like love music.
yeah,
Always had a bunch of it, and when our future ultimately, I won't say had a demise. Everybody just really started exploring their own role. Like you
yeah,
wouldn't have Tyler the Creator today if it was still our future back in the day.
yeah,
Today, so it's
yeah,
like everybody had to do their own individual thing. And when Tyler really started pursuing his own thing,
yeah,
really took more initiative of being more of an individual. He always been an individual artist, but
yeah,
took his brand more serious, and he tried to just get all his components together to build his own little universe. So he asked me to be the DJ,
yeah,
and I had my first gig at I want to say it was the first Rolling Loud, and
yeah.
it wasn't the Rolling Loud what it
That's a
was.
hell of a first gig too, by the way.
Yeah, nah, it was cool. It was definitely super cool. Shout out
Hmm.
my boy Dash. Like my boy Dash was with us the whole time.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy Monty. Like I want to say I had met the homie Monty. He from LA. He's a
Let,
rapper as well
let,
too.
Let me interject briefly.
Go ahead.
Let's be honest. Let's be clear.
Hmm.
Just because even if that was the first first gig, you know what I'm saying? You definitely been there since the beginning. So I wanted to make sure that I let that be known. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like
Like what just the homies like
yeah.
session, like the whole group. Yeah, no,
Cause
that
that's coming. That's coming. That's coming. You can finish tell us about the
yeah.
DJ thing, but we're gonna get into that too.
Yeah, no, and those are my guys. Like it's
Yeah.
it's nothing to hide. Like they've been my guys, and it's been a privilege for them like bringing me along the whole ride. But
Yeah.
but pretty much had the first gig at the first Rolling Loud. Well, I was gonna say it is not the Rolling Loud that it is today.
Yeah.
It definitely got different financing,
Okay.
and they definitely wasn't what it was. It was like a warehouse, like 3 different stages, and the only thing that was like separating the stages like was like curtains.
Curtain,
So it's like
yeah.
we hearing like what's going on at different stages. But you know what I mean? Like I you know, practice a whole bunch. I didn't really know what I was doing completely at the time,
Yeah.
or having all my shit organized how I wanted to. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like I have my playlist organized,
Yeah.
but it's just like I didn't have a rhythm. I didn't have no real structure how to DJ. But
Yeah.
it was cool. Like I looked at it more so I was really just having my boys back.
Yeah.
And then honestly, just doing the repetition. Dimes had got invited to do a tour with Mac Miller,
Yeah.
and we had about like 30, 40 dates on it. So
Yeah.
that gave me a real good opportunity. Shout out all the most dope dudes. Like them, they're my brothers for life, man. Like
Yeah.
rest in peace, my brother. You know, that's Mac, Malcolm, all that guy.
Yeah.
That's my dude. But
Yeah.
that's when I got my start. It was really just because my guy Dom, he wanted to take his brand more serious and be a little bit more like assertive with his own individual career,
Yeah.
aside from the career that he had. You know, 2 different careers. Like you got your
Doing it with
individual
the
career
team.
and with the team. So like
Yeah.
he put it all on himself, and it's like, you know, it's been a pleasure, man. Like definitely had seen a lot of cool things, but the experience like DJing with my boy too
Yeah.
is different. It's different.
Yeah.
Like, definitely having that connection.
One thing I would always say about Ken, and I was talking to him about this earlier, is your ability to like, pick up things, and research it, and master them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ken, I remember when Ken started cutting hair, man. I was cutting hair, I was pushing people hairline back for years
You was
on the
not
block.
mad, man.
You know what I'm saying? According to Rob, you know what I'm saying? I'm responsible for his hairline, but I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I
Oh
was
no.
not pushing it back. I was just, knocking off the little uneven hairs, whatever the case might be. But
Uh-huh.
I just remember tripping off of how good you got with that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like when you first started doing the mixing and all of that with the DJing thing, I definitely wasn't surprised to see how like, far you have got. Well, I wouldn't say how far you have gotten, but just how quickly you kind of picked up, you know what I'm saying, on it. You know what I'm saying? And just being a music lover already, because I think, it's just my perception of being a DJ. I think being a DJ is somebody who, like an MC, somebody who could just keep the crowd going. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Somebody who just, make sure that everybody have a good time. But it's just about the energy. When you a DJ, I think if the energy is here, you got to find a way to keep it here, or to continue to ascend.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think you do have to know music, because you got to also know the feeling of the crowd. I remember because like I said, I do music too. One of the things that you was telling me, coming back from like y'all first tour, and I remember I can't remember what year that Mac Miller tour was. I remember I seen a picture. Y'all, I think y'all performed at like the Red Rocks or something like that. I seen a picture there, and I seen a picture of you in like a convenience store taking a picture of like the camera. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You like take those, and just around that time, I just was like, man, damn, I kind of lost my train of thought. That's crazy. I was talking about damn, what was I about to ask you? I got along with it. Moral of the story, yeah, my fault. Moral of the story. I just started seeing like, it become a thing for real, and just being like, damn, that's what's up. That's what it was. You would tell me how like, LA was the toughest crowds. Like, you know what I'm saying? LA kind of was the toughest crowds because people come here to start careers. Everybody feels like, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do it better than him. Man, I should be up there. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And so, like I said, when I would go to the shows here, whenever you guys was here, the shows was the vibe. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I know you see it differently as a DJ because, you watching the crowd, you analyzing the crowd, you got to set it up right for the artist that's coming up, and you pretty much throwing him the alley oop. That's kind of like that's just my perception of what a
Yeah.
DJ is. And so what I'm saying, I remember you were saying how like LA was the toughest crowds, but when I saw this year at camp, for sure, it looked like, man, that crowd, man, what I'm saying, that crowd is continuing to grow. And what do you think it is? Like, what do you think is the recipe for you guys to continue to just get better and better over the years? Because that's what everybody wants to do, but everybody it
Yeah.
doesn't always work out that way. How do you guys overcome like small obstacles like that?
I think when it comes to that, it's just like also like just feeding the crowd, like giving like quality music, like that.
Yeah,
The two words is quality music. Feeding the crowd, feeding the people, recognizing them. Um, just all kind of things, just tapping in with their senses, and when it comes to like us or just kind of doing it, like it's kind of the cheat code. Like I've
yeah,
like the Camp Flog Naw is an Odd Future an event, even though it's a Tyler event. Like everybody looks at the story of Odd Future and Tyler's ascension
yeah,
in a super like theatrical kind of way. Like they really look at it like as a movie. It's
yeah,
kind of as a friend. Like even I see like people who were probably like friends of us, like kind of getting the mask of like what Odd Future is going through, and it's like, dog, these are your friends, like this your dog, like, and they be really into it, and it's just like and I will tell some of the homies just like just understand your influence and respect it as well too. Like it's a platform that you got, and just
yeah,
understand like you don't want to lead people in the dark. So it's just like really just leading people in a good direction, dropping quality music, and it being like the Camp Flog Naw is still like an Odd Future event. It's almost a cheat code because this is like really like our
the
demo,
culture is
and
there.
yeah, this is our demo. Like it's a whole culture. Like
Yeah,
if you look probably back like 12 years ago, like wasn't nobody dressing like Tyler Creator. The only person
yeah.
I knew that was dressed like my boy T was T. Like
This
I'll
was
be
this is
honest.
this is back when they was having it at like the Coliseum grounds, right? Wasn't it over
Yeah,
there at first?
yeah, but that's this like I'm talking about like just a little bit before that, like wasn't nobody
Yeah,
dressed like him in that. Yeah, but like even back then, like
yeah,
it was still people like you can see his influence like as seeds, and now you see it like fully blossom. There's like
yeah,
a whole demo dressing like my boy, or dressing
yeah,
like how like other people who were associated with the group, just the
yeah,
lifestyle and the influence and everything is like super,
yeah,
super cool to watch. But
yeah.
not like Camp Flog Naw is the cheat code. It's yeah, and it's LA. Like this is where the people like people fly out for these. Like they come out from far, as
Hmm.
well as it is local. So it's like it's people coming out because they're real fans of whatever Tyler or the whole group, the whole collective were pretty much about. So
Yeah. And
yeah, check.
them lineups be crazy too, bro.
Yeah, the
Like I ain't
lineups
gonna
be
lie,
great.
you know what I'm
Yeah, nah,
saying? I'll
it's
be like, yo, like,
I will say like Tyler like puts on like I've been to plenty of festivals. Like this is the best festival I can say because you can see a little bit of every little art piece
yep,
that Tyler is done. You
yeah,
can kind of see his whole story like at the festival. Like a little
yeah.
piece of him is influenced everything, whether it's the stage, whether it's the
Hmm.
vendors, whether it's anything. Like you can tell he's kind of handpicking the shit really, really like you can feel it. So it's like
That's dope.
if that is your guy, like you can like Kendrick, you can like Drake, you can like Cole, you can like
Yeah,
Future. But if Tyler's your guy and like
yeah,
you're really really into his music, like you can really really get a good little feel of kind of who he is at his festival, and it's super, it's hella cool. It's like you come. He the first person like of our generation, the newer generation artist to have his own festival, and it's like you coming into his world. Like
yeah,
yeah, Travis got Astro World as well too, but this
hmm,
is Tyler's world or
yeah,
our future world. So
yeah,
it's a cheat code, man. It's lit, man. I love it.
yeah.
Like, I
I
love it.
actually I like the festival ideas. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I know that Tyler has, you guys have
All
Camp
all the
Flog
all
Naw.
the festivals, the Louisiana,
Yep,
Greenville, Drake's.
Dreamville.
I forgot what Drake's is called,
I
but
think
it's
it's
like
like OVO Fest or
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
OVO Fest, yeah. But it's like
Hmm.
if that's what you into, and
Yeah,
I mean, that's your guy or whatever. It's like you want to support your fans. Is cool. I mean, it's cool because you give your fans a little bit of you or what your idea of what an ultimate
yeah,
party festival is. But I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you like this: nobody do it like Tyler. I tell you, he's different, man. That man uses a lot of his he care a lot about everything he do.
What I like about, you know what I'm saying, like I said, the whole festival thing too is you get the most, the most bang for your buck. You know what I'm saying? Just as a consumer. Like
Yeah,
you pay the price, but you know what I'm saying, you can go out there all day and you can see you know what I'm saying? I haven't been the one festival we were supposed to go to, the missus got sick and
yeah.
we ended up selling those tickets.
Hmm.
But a lot of times what I do see like on the videos and all that, it seemed like everybody's kind of free spirited and you just kind of walking around and seeing who you want to see. And
Yeah.
so we didn't really I don't feel like we really had those when we was growing up. I mean, they did. They had like the Freaknik in Atlanta and all that, but we was kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And excuse me,
But
like
they had little things, Rock the Bells. I want to say that was LL Cool J thing and like paid dues,
yeah, it
but
was
it was
another one I seen on Netflix actually too from like
uh,
the 60s that had like
oh, Burning
Stevie
Man.
Wonder,
It was
all those
Burning
guys
Man or
there.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, I know that festivals have been a thing, but it's just kind of cool to see like so
logo.
many artists coming together, you know what I'm saying, for a weekend and you just being able to like, maybe catch two or three of your favorite artists all at once.
Mhm.
It might be worth the, instead of going to the concert and spending that same price, it might be worth the price to just go get it. So for the record, like I said, I told Ken, I said, hey man, I kind of want to do an interview. I didn't really tell him like I was gonna have a video ready for him. I didn't really tell him I was gonna hit him with these questions.
Oh
But
no, it's cool. It's
no,
cool. No, shoot away, man. Sure.
yeah. So I know that, like I said, I know for sure, you know what I'm saying, and I know that you mentioned our future as well.
Hmm.
I'm sure the people probably want to know like how did you guys get started? Like, or like first of all, like I know Dom's is your guy,
Yeah.
Dom's is the guy. That's family. You know, how did you and Dom's meet? And then we could get into like how'd you guys get started?
So me and Don's met on some ghetto Inglewood shit. It was funny,
Yeah,
like I was my ex girlfriend. We was just in high school, and it's like the thing to do in LA. It's always been a thing to do in LA, and I
yeah,
see like social media is kind of popularizing it, like in other areas as well too.
yeah,
But we was going to champagne parties. So champagne parties, for people who don't know, they're kind of like the pre-party for send offs for sending your kids off to prom.
yeah.
So I'm in like ninth, maybe 10th grade.
Yeah.
And I'm with my girl. She was, she with her homegirl. She was like, "Oh yeah, it's like 3 champagne parties. You trying to go?" I was like, "Shit, let's mob. I'm with my girl. I ain't tripping." So we go
Imagine
pull
that.
up. We pull up to like one of her homeboy spot, and it was Damo's cousin. And it's my boy Keon.
Yeah.
That's big bro. Shout out my boy Keon.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I know Keon.
yeah, my boy Pope. That's it was his tour manager as well too. You met him
Oh
this
yeah, I
last.
met him. Yeah, I just met him.
But we pulled up to his champagne party. So we up there just politicking. I'm seeing a couple people I know. We just
Yeah.
mixing and mingling. And my girl was like, "Oh, I think I used to throw parties. I was in like a little party clique, and
Yeah.
we
You
used
talking
to throw,
about
well, yeah,
weirdo?
nah, neck brace.
Oh, neck brace. Okay.
Yeah, neck brace. We used to throw some cracking parties all the way in LA.
I was there too.
If you're around my age group, we threw some legendary parties. It wasn't necessarily me. I wasn't a big financer. I ain't gonna talk big boss shit. It's my boy John, my boy Jason, my boy K Ross.
Man,
Like,
Ken was bringing them out, man. That's what
man,
I'm
I
talking
was I
about.
was
That's
just
what
one.
always playing cool, but he was bringing them out, dog. We was bringing them
Hey,
out. You know what
hey,
I'm
man, I
saying?
was I was just a man of the people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like men, women. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've always just like really cherished like good relationships, and then I used to, I just try to meet people on good accords.
Yeah.
But we threw some of the most cracking parties. So pretty much like we had met like that. He was like, oh, like I went up to him like, it was good, bro. Like, I think we might be in the same little clique. Like, my name is Ken. Like, I'm this on MySpace. He was like, oh, snaps. He's like, bro, yeah. Like, I was like, I'm gonna follow you, and then hit him. It's like, hey, bro, like, hit me. Like, I be in Inglewood all the time. Like, he was like, I'm like, I stay right here. He was like, bro, that's right up the street. So we
Yeah.
got cool. We'll always link up, like, just kick it, like, just on some random stuff. Like, Dom was like one of my real like first friends, aside from my boy DJ, who he's my brother. I grew up with
That's
him.
family.
That's family. It's a little
Yeah.
different. But aside from like my boy DJ, he was like one of my real first friends that was outside us when I went to Sarah High, like went to Sarah High School in Gardena. It
Yeah.
was like one of my first friends outside of Sarah. So we got cool like that. When it came to the music stuff and like how he kind of got into it, like Dom's was always like, we always watch like YouTube. Early YouTube wasn't really structured like this. It didn't have ads like how it does.
Yeah.
Which YouTube, honestly, it didn't really deviate too much from what it originally started as. But it was
Yeah.
real raw back in the day. So we just watched funny videos on YouTube, music, freestyle battles like crazy. like
Yeah.
crazy, and just music. So we just kick it all the time, like me, him, my buddy Lionel, as well as Damo's big brother Marty. So we would just kick it at the house all the time, and my boy Gino. Um, and Damo and Gino, they always had little rapper aspirations. Like me, I'm, these my boys, y'all rapping like I'll write something too. So the
Yeah.
homie was like, oh, let's write and see who got the best verse. And I wrote something. It was cool. Like I don't think it was trash at all. Like I think I could write. Like
Yeah.
the other homie stuff was a little tougher than mine. Like Gino's was tough, but Damo's was like extra tough. Like I was
Mhm.
told him, I was like, man, both of y'all got a nice little pen on y'all. And then like when Gino had left, because Damo stayed right up the street, so I could just literally drive up like 2 streets. And I told him, I was like, hey, bro, I was like, that shit you wrote was tough, nigga.
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't even fucking with you, bro. Like, I was like, that shit real tough. Like, what you doing with the shit? He
Yeah.
was like, shit, like, like, I want to, I do want to rap. Like, I'm just, just trying to, just writing the shit. I was like, bro, I was like, tap into that shit, bro. I was like, that shit serious. Like, bro, if you don't do something with it, bro, you a fucking fool, nigga. I was like, you got to really get in on that shit for real.
Yeah.
And then, like, ever since then, which I'm sure he's always been writing on his own and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like ever since then, like we would get invited to different shit. Like, I mean, his uncles is real tapped in on some real Inglewood shit,
Yeah.
and really on a really tapped in. Cool, funniest dude I know is Uncle Jay,
Yeah.
and but he's tapped in on like a street level, music level, entertainment level in general,
Yeah.
and he pretty much ties us into like Big Y.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar, Big Y is an old West Coast rapper. Older West Coast rapper. I show love to all levels of West Coast rap. I love all my OGs to this day.
Yeah.
But so when I say older, I mean it's a privilege to be that age. So
Right.
he's one of the older West Coast rap. Came out around like the 90s, if not like early 2000s, with a group called The Relatives. So they were like a little, I want to say a duo. I don't know if it was more than two, but ultimately they had like one little song that caught a little traction. But Big Y managed to teach me how to Dougie. I met Cali Swag District, who had teach me how to Dougie. So he was looking to sign talent, wanted to sign Damo. Damo became friends with Tyler, ended up like, that ended up becoming what it is. So he and Damo ended up taking the route with rapping with Our Future.
Yeah.
But it was super privileged. Like Big Y, he just passed away. Inglewood legend, rest in peace. But definitely, seeing that situation, even though it was more on the ghetto level, like more hood level, it was cool to like, go into the studio. It was a nice little studio in Inglewood. Like I don't want to say the coordinates, but it was a nice studio in Inglewood. And it was super cool. He welcomed us in there. And it's like, but these is like Damo's uncles, like best friends, like Big Y and them. So it was super cool. And it's like, Big Y has always been somebody who showed hella love to Dom, like throughout his whole little career as well too. But he recently passed away. So just want to say rest in peace, Big Y. But when it came to Tyler, it's funny because I didn't meet Tyler through Damo. I met Tyler through my other best friend, my boy Zaire. You already know how me and Zaire was, bro. We was thick as thieves, bro. Zaire was at my house every weekend, almost like you, bro.
Yeah.
So my buddy Zaire, he a twin as well too. So Zaire and my boy Zeke, they skate all the time. So I guess up the street, there was these girls that stayed up the street. That was hella cool. Some twins as well too. So we go pull up on them, and
they're taking it too far.
Yeah, nah, but
like twins on twins.
Nah, twins on twins on twins. Nah, for real. But we pull up over there. This fool Tyler, it's Tyler and this fool Jasper, and it's like I seen them online, but I didn't really know them like that. So I'm not like acting too crazy. But they started trying to shoot, and I'm like, but we just started shooting back, and honestly, been since I met Tyler, been the exact same person who he is today. Like nothing different.
Yeah. Got
a little bit more money. Only thing I look at is he probably maintained the same person who he is. But Jasper, same exact person who he is from the day I met him. But my nigga Devon, not Jasper, but my boy, sorry, Jasper. But like ever since then, like prior to meet him being cool, like Tyler was already like doing shit on MySpace. I was a little bit ahead of the curve that what people our age was doing, even people a little bit older us was doing. He was already working on Photoshop, like doing like crazy little edits to like his pictures that he'll take of himself and
Yeah.
using that as his album art. And I'm like, damn. I was like, I didn't really know what marketing was or anything like that, but I was like, yo, this motherfucker is next level. He's like doing videos, editing the videos, doing
Yeah.
songs, editing his voice and all that. I was like, dog, this dude is super talented and this beats
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, like he was already doing stuff ahead of the curve. And then when he formed Our Future, it was something. It was like an idea that he had all the time. Tyler was like always writing, had a little notebook, always writing like little doodles or whatever,
Yeah.
drawing on his clothes and shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to see like all this kind of come into fruition and him have this ascension, have a really, really popping group,
Yeah.
have a really, really popping brand, and
Yeah.
kind of have some of the ideas or little drawings that he was drawing on his clothes
Yeah.
to being something that he actually selling on t-shirts and stuff. So
Yeah.
to see like the whole little ascension, them forming the clique, like Dom, I guess he's, you know, I wasn't there when they actually got down.
Yeah.
They went to high school together, but Dom was saying they will always freestyle battle.
Yeah.
Dom had freestyle like one time, like won the battle, and then Tyler asked him like if you want to be down with the clique.
Yeah.
And then from there, like, you know, they always invited me to the studio, and it's like I'm not really a rapper like that, but you know, I've always like, you know,
Music.
always show love and show
Yeah.
privilege in, because I always knew this nigga Tyler was gonna be a superstar from the
Yeah.
MySpace days. Anybody that had two fucking ears knew he was gonna fucking blow out the water even
I remember
before.
you showed me some he did. Like I remember back then when he was young, like being at the crib, and you showed me some he did. Excuse me, it was like a music video. It was just a lot of stuff going on in the video, but you was just like, yo, this dude is like, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys, woo, 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 woo. And I was just kind of like, okay, cool. Like, cause you know, excuse me. Excuse me. I be tapped in, but like not like Cuzzo. You know, Cuzzo be tapped in, like.
But not
you know
to interrupt you too much.
No, go ahead. Take your story.
No, I'm gonna just say a lot of LA was kind of not
Sleep.
really on it, and it was kind of sleep on my boy Tyler, because West Coast, we come from a gangster period.
Yeah,
Like I say,
real.
this is like, and this nigga threw Tyler a good lob too early in the career as well too. I remember all of my guys stepping stones and all the people who kind of helped their trajectory, but we're coming off of like post game.
Yeah.
And like Game really ran the West Coast for like basically almost 10 years.
Yeah, I remember
And
they
then
did Goblin, right?
Yeah, and then right after, they did the little something but Goblins,
Goblin.
Monsters and Goblins or something. They had some song. And that shit was hard as fuck. Like I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
it was like,
I was like, this nigga T going out of here, bro. I thought that was the biggest shit. Now this nigga got his own festival and all this shit, bro. Like, but back then, like that's like all the shits at the time was the biggest shit at the time, and it was hella cool.
Yeah, every little step, you like, damn, oh shit, oh.
No, seriously, man. And it's it's like, it's been a privilege like to be like a fly on the wall or just somebody who seen all this shit kind of just take off. Like, and these people be cool as well too. Like these the homies. Like, like nobody ever treated me like I ain't belong or nothing like that. So
one thing I would say, bro, is, you know what I'm saying? Because we have so many conversations. Like we talked probably like 2 hours before we even got on the podcast tonight. You know what I'm saying? And we be laughing, crying, arguing, all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But is I will say, man, having a Take Flight on your team is important as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Ken is definitely one of those people who gonna like push you in the direction that you need to go in, but you kind of like, you might second guess it. You might have, second thoughts. And it's just kind of like sometimes you need somebody around you that'll be like, hey, you tripping. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get on that. Woo, 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 woo. And I know that, like I said, at the end of the day, I've been around, I've had the luxury of being around, a handful of guys all on behalf of Cuzzo. You know what I'm saying? And just the respect that you get amongst those people, it lets me know that, like, they really do appreciate your presence. Like, I would hope they do. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I tell y'all all the time.
Like I told you, my nigga, like, man, like you my brother. I know you look at us as peers, but it's like you my big cousin. It's like, it's a lot. I learn a lot from my guys, and it's like, I carry that with me every day like a badge. So, you know what I mean? Like y'all, my big cousins, D-Lou and Big Cat Lucci, like,
well, to that,
my valuable lessons, and I feel like it helped me be a people, other people, because I was raised by, my big bros who great men, who were
Yeah.
raised by great men, as well as like me as well too. I always also had great men raise me
Hmm.
too. So, you know,
You know, to that point, dog.
I
Not to cut you off, like because I did just rudely cut you off. I'm sorry. Finish your point, cuz.
no, that's all I had to say. Like, you know, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? I care, you know, whenever I'm in these rooms, I got my people with me.
Yeah. And I was gonna say to that point, like that's the one thing about our family that like I'm the most appreciative and like grateful for and thankful for is that like we really are a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when I see you up there, bro, I feel like I'm up there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it's just like that. Like any accomplishments, any hardships, any downfalls, anything that we go through as a family, like we really genuinely like, you know, embody not embody it, that's not the word. Like we really genuinely like, you know, go through it as a family.
Mm,
And that's a blessing, man. Like I realized that I realized that just because I know a lot of people who don't have that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, you know, my first thought when I see people that don't have that is like, man, you family now too. Come on, what's up? Like, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And so it's just in general, like I said, at the end of the day, bro, like having somebody like yourself around, I think it does help, you know, motivate people and push people in the direction that they need to go versus the direction that they think they need to go. Because like I said before, I said this on the podcast a long time ago, before Take Flight was even on here. You know what I'm saying? I said, hey, my cousin, he like my spirit animal. You know what I'm saying? I stand on that because, like I said, at the end of the day, like, you know, I am who I am, he is who he is, but it's just like the heart, the spirit is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's differences in like approaches and, you know what I'm saying, differences in how we handle situations, but the spirit is the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? We definitely are all very similar. You know, my twin included.
Hmm.
You know, all of our siblings, all the way up and down. It's just kind of like the family is. We all carry a certain, you said, like I said, a spirit that we just kind of all on the same level with. So, you know, at the end of the day, like man, I really wanted to, you know, I don't want to use this term because I know you probably gonna like, man, get out of here, man. But like, you know, just give your flowers, bro, because you know, hey, it is what it is, dog. Like you can't you gonna take this loving, dog. You know what I'm saying? I was kidding. But it's
Yeah.
just at the end of the day, bro, you accomplished a lot. And seeing you up there, that means a lot for the family. Like, you know, shout out to Damo too, man, because you know, bro, you doing your thing and he's very accomplished. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody who, like, you know, I look at and who inspires me. Like,
Mm,
I'm grateful for the times I got to be around him and even pick his mind. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely try to take advantage of those moments. And it's just kind of like, man, you know, he gave you, well, you guys grew together, and now seeing you up there and just having the opportunity to do some things that I'm still, you know what I'm saying, I'm still getting to myself because it's coming. Don't
mhm,
trip. It's coming. Oh, it's coming for sure. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? For real, for real. Like I know,
Sir.
you know, playing with it, but it's coming. And at the end of the day, it's just kind of like we already there. You know what I'm saying? Through you. So I just wanted to make sure, you know, that I put a little bit of respect on your name, man, because you know,
Man, nah,
Cuzzo
appreciate
heavy on the he heavy on the like making sure everybody else get theirs, but you know what I'm saying? He wanna turn it down when it's his. It's like, nah, bro, like shit, turn that shit up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He
nah,
the reason, hey, he the reason why I'm even talking like this right now. Cause I
man,
talk to him. I used to be on the phone with Ken. I'd be like, man, I'm like, you know, humbly speaking, man, I don't want to hear that humble shit, man. Go on somewhere with that. I don't want to hear all that.
man,
Humble this, humble that.
cause pop your
Yeah,
shit, man. Like we gotta believe in self, man. Like I think
absolutely.
like selfishness and humbleness, like they got like positive
There we go.
connotations of like it got positive like definitions around humbleness that actually
Yeah,
got negative facts, and it's, you know, it's negative connotations, and like selfishness that, you know, if you look at it or depending on the context, it should be something positive. Like you focus on yourself, you
yeah,
prioritize yourself. If you sometimes being a little too humble, and it's like you can put your head down and like somewhat underlook your opportunities, if not
yeah,
overlook. Like so, you know what I mean? Like that's what I mean by that. Yeah, you're supposed to be humble to certain things, humble, you know, humble before God. Like, but
yeah,
it's like, you know what I mean, I don't really see too many guys walking around. So, you know,
yeah.
you
You know
gotta
what
really
else I'm gonna say
appreciate
to that though
yourself.
too? You know what I realized, bro?
Hmm.
Like, it's really a little bit deeper than that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, I take what people say and like I look at every single like I try to look at it from every single angle, right? And I was just kind of like, bro, like if God created you, right? And God gave you a likeness of any kind, like, or gave you any gift, like I'm talking about, you know, whatever it might be. This ain't just music related. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, dude, I don't think he gave you that for no reason. And to own that, I don't think that's you being like, you know, boastful, or like I don't think that's you being like cocky or conceited, just the word more common used words. I think that at the end of the day, like, man, it's another way of showing the appreciation for the gifts that God gave you. Cause you know, people born in all different types of shapes, conditions, you know, all kind of things. And it's just kind of like, bro, when you got something, you could dumb it down if you want to, but I mean, are you really honoring, you know, the God, you know, the Most High? Or are you honoring, you know, whoever it is that you serve, like giving the gifts that you have? So it's like, it definitely changed my perspective, bro. I'm kind of at a point now where I'm like, you know, like you are who you are and I am who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's that, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing more to it. Ain't nothing less. It's just, I don't got to act like you.
Nah.
You don't got to act like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you be you, I'm going to be me. And whatever come with that, come with it, man. So, like I said, I definitely wanted to touch on that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that was pretty cool. I wanted to shed light on that. I'm always kind of like hesitant about like you know, speaking on that, because man, you'd be surprised how many places I done been where like people like, oh snaps, yo, Domo Genesis just, oh, you know, and I want to be like bad, be like, oh, that's the homie, bro. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Or like, man, my cousin DJ for him, like, and it ain't taking nothing away from them. It's just kind of like, yo, like, damn, like, I actually know the person you talking about. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, that's really my people's and shit. And it's just kind of like, it's just a time and place for all that, man. So I just want to say, man, I appreciate you sharing that with us, man, because a lot of people see you on here all the time, and I don't think a lot of people understand, like, you know what I'm saying, what it is that we do outside of just being family men and working and all that kind of stuff. Like, bro, like, that's what's up, man. It's a lot of people that's trying to get to that point. Like, you know, it's a lot of people that just want to be on that stage with their phone out, bro. And to be up there actually like MCing it for or DJing it, or however you want to look at it. I mean, you keeping the show going. You know, hey, when I say big, y'all say bro, big, bro. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's getting the crowd right and setting the tone. Like, that's a very important role, because you could come out dry as a motherfucker and it just not be a good show at all. So it's like, bro, like, you know, like you tell me all the time, like, man, that's nothing light, that's major. And man, bro, like, for lack of better words, man, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Always,
like,
man.
you know, if for what it's worth, you know,
man. You had everybody tuned in, man. I love it, man.
Oh yeah, dog. I was at the game. I was at the game. Look, bro, I was at the game on Sunday, first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? My second godparents, you know what I'm saying? My auntie Yolanda, you know what I'm saying? They popped out on me, surprised me at, you know what I'm saying, at our beach games on Sunday. So I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, no way. I'm like, damn.
Told me they was pulling up on you.
Mind you, the whole time, like, getting to the game, because it was a busy Sunday. We had 2 games. Gabby had her championship game at 1.
Okay.
And I already knew, like, you know, I knew that you was doing camp. So I was like, I know they on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Typically I catch you guys around the same time, like around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I just kept watching, and I didn't text you that morning. I meant to, but I was just kind of like, man, when I finally got to my phone where I could like text you, probably was just around like 11. I was like, he probably ain't gonna even see this shit. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta be on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know they locked in. I'm gonna just figure it out and check it out. And it was like perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I turned on my TV. We got home. We went and got some food. I forgot what we ate that day. Might some in and out or something. Went and got some food, came home, and I turned it on, and it was just like, up next, Domo Genesis. I'm like, what? Hell no. Like, no way in the world. Like, I got my food. You know what I'm saying? I done went to every game today.
Yeah.
I'm here for the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I caught the whole thing, bro. So, man, like I said, dog, we gonna definitely touch base on that a lot more. Just because I want you to share your experiences, because one, they inspire me, but I love the fact that we got a platform where we can inspire others, man. So, like I said, dog, I call, you know, we talk all day long, every day. But thank you for sharing just those experiences. It's so much more
Sure.
it's so much more to it than what we talked about. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't really get to get in depth in just all of the hardships, because a lot of times people see nothing but the good times. You know what I'm saying? They don't see the hardships, they don't see the bad times. Like, you know, we talked about you guys having street teams and like getting out there pushing and promoting the brands. And, you know, a lot of times people think you're just supposed to put something out and boom. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And when it don't happen that way, a lot of times people give up. Like, man, I'm done. But it's just kind of like, bro, you know, it's if you stick with something long enough, man, you know, good things could come from it. And you are an example of that. You guys are an example of that. So shout out to you guys, man.
Man, nah, it's a privilege, man. Thank you, man.
That was like perfect timing for the clapping. That shit was hard,
And
huh? I can't
and it's
even.
like, ultimately, like, I don't take credit in nothing. Like I ain't rap nothing. I ain't do
Yeah.
nothing like with the homies and nothing. They all everything
But
they
you a
did.
part of something though.
Yeah, part of it. Like, you know what I
That's
mean?
what's
Like
up, man.
it's a privilege to kind of be a part of it. And it's like, like
Yeah.
in a way they don't really even notice. Like I tell this fool Damo all the time, like the summer, like when the homies had pop, it was like a real dangerous summer in like Inglewood, bro. Like
Yeah.
and like just to make the story short, like somebody from one hood had got killed by somebody from another hood,
Yeah.
and they was they waving the flag like, oh yeah, we did that over here, like,
Mm-hmm.
and for like consecutive weeks, which almost turned into basically the whole summer, bro. It was a lot of shootouts going on. It wasn't really nowhere really to kick it unless you was inside the house. So you
Yeah.
know them inviting me, Damo just was like, "Hey, bro, you want to go to the studio?" And like, I was one of the only homies who had the car. I was like, "Yeah,
Uh-huh.
let's go pick up this fool Tyler. Like, yeah, they finna go over there." And like, Damo in his own little agenda, to launch his career.
Yeah.
Tyler on his agenda to pretty much launch his career as well as form this brand
Mm-hmm.
that's ultimately going to catapult his career to being where it is. Like these
Mm-hmm.
dudes have their own aspirations, and it's like, I look at that as like, being a part of that, being invited to it, like also like saving my life. How I look at like some of the lessons I feel like my big bro, like D-Lou, like some of the lessons they gave me, I feel like honestly put me in position to, save my life or just be aware of certain things. Like I
That's
feel
love,
like
bro.
I feel like everything in this life, like good or bad, that happened to me,
Yeah.
got me where I'm at. And it's like, who knows where I would have been or, if I would even be here, without all this stuff. So,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
always grateful for every little experience.
Yeah, no point in overlooking steps. Like, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I think reflection is a good way for us to like really understand who we are. You know what I'm saying? And how we got to where we are, you know?
Mhm.
I'll trip on that. You can look at that in a million ways. Like you can look at your kid and just be like, damn, I remember when I didn't have a kid, when I thought about having a kid. Now I
Mhm.
actually got a kid and I'm doing the same shit I said I was gonna do when I had a kid. Like, damn, that's what's up. Like,
Mhm.
and I've been doing this shit for 10 years now. So it's like, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So it's just like, at the end of the day, bro, like that's one thing I'm heavy on is just kind of like reflecting. Some stuff is painful to reflect on. We had a moment earlier.
Yeah.
And then some stuff you need to reflect on because it just kind of like remind you, like, even myself, man, not to, turn it to me like that, but even myself, like, I told you, I said during the times of my pops and what he was dealing with, it was just like hard times for me. And, like shit, I get emotional, think about it just because, you know, it was just something that I never experienced. And it was extremely, you know, emotionally, passionately, whatever Lee,
Yeah.
it was all of the Lees, bro. And
Mhm.
it was overwhelming. And it was just kind of like, being a person that the family kind of look upon as like, one of the young, strong people of the family, or your phone ring when shit get hot, and Ken know what that's like too. Sometimes you know what I'm saying, you kind of carrying a little bit more than you can carry, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like shit, going through that and just kind of coming up out of that and just kind of looking back, I'm like, damn, maybe that is the reason why, like, people was calling me because like I could look back on it now and say, okay, like shit, I am what they think I am. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit, and without me reflecting on, my past and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't realize that about myself now. So yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, cuzzo. The love is,
Yeah. Nah,
man,
for
I love
sure.
you, nigga. I say that shit all the
Man,
time,
you
man.
already know, man. Love you too, man.
I was
Come
about to
on, man.
say,
Ain't
cuzzo
nothing
don't say
crazy
it
about
back.
that.
He already know
Nah,
that,
ain't nothing
hey, you
crazy.
know how I get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know how I get with that.
Yeah.
But
Nah.
yeah,